Hi guys, welcome back to another tutorial. In this particular tutorial I'm creating today, we're going to talk about how do you create something like this that you're seeing in the background. Somebody asked me the question of they wanted to prepare a pyramid of intervention, probably for their school, and so they wanted to know how you get in the triangle or the pyramid itself, along with the different text boxes that are available to you. And just to note, there are several ways of doing this. If I would be able to do this in Photoshop very easily, but I know that a lot of people do use Microsoft Word, Excel, or some of the other productivity tools for Microsoft. So I'm going to show you how to get this done in Microsoft Word. So we're looking at the creation of the pyramid, and we're also look at how we get in these different bullets and text boxes and so in the background. So let me show you that on screen and see if we can get started with the creation of the pyramid of intervention. So I'm calling this the pyramid of intervention tutorial, right? So one of the things we want to do is to take a look at what the pyramid looks like again. And this pyramid, of course, that I'm using, just to give note to the author, came direct off of me Googling um, pyramid of intervention. And I saw this one and I thought that this would be something that someone would want to do. So one of the first things you need to do is the layout itself. And so if I were to bring this on screen, you would see that this is actually a pyramid in the background. You have several text boxes that you can use, so that's something to note. So we have one text area here, another text area here without borders. The pyramid could go over text, and these are all text boxes that are filled in without borders. So again, we have the option of using something in Microsoft Word called Smart Art, which in hindsight, when I look at it now, it'll be expanding, expanding, and so it'll have the images being distorted and you'll keep moving image around. So one of the best things to do would be to make this a static image in terms of the pyramid or the triangle or the whatever you want to call it itself, and then add in the text boxes and move those around. This also gives you the opportunity to see how text boxes are manipulated in Microsoft Word. So it's not a Microsoft Word tutorial package as such, because I want to revisit and do some tutorial lessons with Microsoft Word later on, but I also want to kind of create tutorials on the fly that people may be requesting. So here we go. So let's get Microsoft Word opened. So again, I'm using Word 2013. I'll create new blank document. And one of the first things I would like to do is to set up my page layout. Now, we may require that the pyramid be, or the pyramid of intervention, or this particular diagram we're working on, be in a page layout where the page is rotated sideways, right? To do that, we go to page layout, we choose orientation, and we choose landscape. And so you'll see the transformation of the paper itself from portrait to landscape, right? I'll zoom back out a little. Then we have margins. Because I know I'll be printing this out on a regular printer, I'll use a narrow margin so that I can maximize space in terms of what I want. Now, I want to show you two things. I mentioned earlier that a good way to start would be to use something called Smart Art, right? And Smart Art is located right up here, and I'll just talk about this. I won't be using this for this particular tutorial, but Smart Art allows you to quickly create graphic organizers for different things, right? And I love these because you can select one, you find pyramid. So I was thinking about using this one. You can select the pyramid, okay, and then you can simply type in stuff and resize stuff and so forth, which is pretty much a concept that we're looking for, right? You can rotate stuff, you can um, add new pyramid by, let's say, copying and paste, and it gives you, new text boxes. But the problem that I found with this was that it kept resizing everything that I did. And so I had to make constant adjustment the more text boxes I added in. So I'm saying, all right, I won't be using this. Instead, we'll be doing it, if I can call it, an old school way, right? Where we actually just adding the drawings that we had, right? So to start out, one of the first thing I would want to have is a shape of a pyramid or of a triangular figure. So isosceles triangle will be fine. I'll choose that and I will draw that in. Right? So if you remember the diagram we were looking at, it looked something like this, right? Where we have a triangle. This looks like an equilateral triangle, but triangle nonetheless, and several text boxes at the bottom. I will try to mimic this same one or this identical one. So our triangle, and we still have space at the bottom of the page to put in the other text boxes that we want. We could actually make this a little bit larger, right? And remember that you can resize this at any time. If you want it filled in, for right now, we don't want it filled in, so we can choose one of these. Notice how easy that was? So right under the shape style grouping, and I'm under the formatting ribbon area, right? A formatting tab. So shape style formatting tab. I'm going to make this black and white so it suits the paper, right? And there I have placed in my pyramid. Now, the other entities that we needed were the text boxes, but we'll also need space for our title. So somewhere up here, you'll have your page title, right? And our page title says Pyramid of Intervention. So I will make my corrections, highlight only the section that I want to change. My hand keeps going far. Change the size of the font to something larger. Let's say 36. I'm going to center that. And of course, all of these will come into my package of Microsoft Word tutorial whenever I start my series on Microsoft Word. So we change the size, we change the font style if you want to, blah, blah, right? And whatever you want. So that's totally up to you in terms of how you want to format your document. All right. Our pyramid went down a little. We still have space at the bottom. If we decided we wanted some other formatting, we would just readjust, right, as we go along. All right. Next thing then is that we want to place in our text boxes to show the text on the different sides of our pyramid. To do that, we go to Insert, so the Insert tab, and we choose Text Box. Now there's a whole series of different text boxes that you can use depending on the style that you want. We can use a simple text box. We can use something for an Austin quote or a banded quote. And these both look fine for me if we wanted something a little bit more elaborate. For now, for this particular tutorial, we'll be using just a simple text box. Right? And there we go, the simple text box. Notice what happens though. The text box is pushing around the text on our page, and we don't want that. So to fix that, you can, well, we have the text box selected, we can go to the formatting tab, and in this ribbon under the arrange grouping, we can choose wrap text and probably send this behind. Yeah, let's send it behind. So behind text. That way it's behind everything, and then we can drag it around anywhere on our screen that we want. And remember that we can also resize this text box, right? So remember what we did earlier, or what I showed you guys earlier, and I should have probably saved that image with this that we're looking at. This is a text box without borders. Text box, text box, text box, text box, text box, text box, right? So the entire thing is made up of small text boxes, and you get to fill in whatever data you want within those text boxes. So the main thing is to have it so that you can position the text box wherever you want. I decided I'll put it behind text. You can put it in front of text, whatever works for you. All right. So that's our first text box. You get to type in whatever you want in this text box. So you can say, hello, my, just for for writing words, say hello my text box. And you can also do the little bullets inside and to say this is point 1, this is point 2, this is point 3, and so forth, right? So that's one text box with a bunch of text. Now, you did one, that's fine, right? You're on your way already. You want to get rid of the border, that's not a problem also. You can select the text box and we can go to format and we can change the border style or color, right? Whatever you want. If you're looking for a particular color, if you want to fill it, you can do that, right? Remember earlier we started with a triangle that was filled. If you want all of those nice, beautiful formatting, you can do that using that. And of course, if you want to maybe clear off some of the other stuff, you can also get that done, right? So all of those can be changed according to what you want. So shape outline, I'll put that to 0 or white. And notice what happens when I click out, the border is gone, right? So again, if you want to remove the border from this text box, select the text box, go to format, go to shape outline, and you can choose a color if you're looking for a particular color. Let's say you're creating a sort of a theme like. Let's say your particular school or your group likes the color yellow, you can use yellow. But if you don't want any, like what you see in the on the one that I found on the internet, then you can just simply select white and it gets rid of the borders for you. So that's one. Now I created this one. All I need to do now is copy and paste this around my screen so that I can have multiple text boxes. So I'll right click there and copy, or you can use Control C and then I will press Control and V to paste. Now it looks like nothing happens, but the text box is actually over that particular text box that I created earlier. So if I drag this, click and drag here, notice I now have my other text box and I can just paste multiple of these and then edit them in. What do I mean? Let me show you. So paste, 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 paste. I did 5, right? So I move this here. That's my other point. I'll move this. Maybe if I had, well, we have those inside, right? So I'll move this here. Oh, and I'll have to show you guys how to fix that. I will also, I think I did an extra. I'll move this here. And notice how Microsoft Word actually aligns them for me already. So I don't have to be hustling with the whole alignment stuff. I'll move this here. I think I did 5, if I'm right. I have more. I'll move this here. That should be the last one. Yeah, that's the last one. All right. Now, and I can just move those text boxes in different area around. Now remember these text boxes at the bottom, I would like to have a border on them, and so I can go back to format and just choose a shape outline, and I'll choose dark so it matches the one that I'm working on, right? And remember you can snap these into place or move them into place just above so it looks like it's a continuous figure that you're dealing with. Now again, I'm reflecting back on the one that we had on the website, and it's saying that, all right, we need here, we need to have these texts showing above the pyramid, and these need to be rotated on the line of the pyramid, right? So to get that done, I want to, and I'll borrow one of these. So I'll say Control C, Control V to copy it. And look what happens when I put it here inside the pyramid. The pyramid covers it simply because we need to now bring that text to the front instead of having it to the back, right? So I will choose format. I'll choose wrapping. Actually, just bring to the front here. I don't know if this will do it, but I'll do text wrapping and I'll choose in front of text. So again, formatting tab, arrange group, wrap text, and in front of text. Of course, you would have to have had it selected, right? Now I can copy, Control C, and paste the same one. I probably need like 4 times, and then I can just move the paste option that I have around the screen and then resize them so that they fit where I want them, right? So I have this other one. This is so, all right. So I move this here, and then I have one more. It's a little bit tricky to be clicking around, as you notice, right? So just below the hello here, when it turns into an arrow, that's fine. I can resize this, right? And of course, the resizing then is up to you in terms of how much you want to resize your various boxes. And then all the rest is just to add in various text boxes around. All right, so what if we want to place a text box going this way? We can use the rotate feature for that. And so I'll add in, and again, to save some time, I'll copy this particular one that is sitting around. So Control C, Control V. I now have a new text box. I'll resize it. I will, because this text goes sideways, right? I will get rid of the other stuff that is inside that I don't want. And we have a text now going horizontal this way. Now, notice the text box. There is something here that you can use to rotate that particular text box. So I'll move it first, move it here, and then I'll do a rotate on this text box. So somewhere around there. And I'll bring it in here on the line that I want it. There you have it. You now have a rotated text going along the side of the pyramid. And again, remember what we did earlier? You can select, copy, and paste. And that gives you a second one. You can just move it around. It helps with the alignment. And you can do the same thing for the other side of the pyramid, just that the rotation now is, well, not 45 degrees, right? But the negative, well, the 100 and something. I don't remember. Anyway, the rotation is the other way now so that you can get it on the other side of the pyramid, right? And then you can see how we are now filling up and starting to create this. All you need to do now is to insert in your text into those particular area. Good. So I am hoping this helps. I'm hoping you can see what is happening in terms of how it's taking form already. We started off by creating our triangle first, and then all we did was to insert in our text boxes into the different areas that we want. And now you can simply go in and add in the text that you want along with the formatting that you so choose, right? Remember to do the page layout, to change the orientation to landscape if you want the paper that way, right? And also you can change your font size and the different coloring that you want for this particular project. So I'm hoping this helps, right? This tutorial was specific for somebody who asked, but I decided I'll share it with everybody because it's very useful, right? If you wanted to find out how to do things like these. And again, there are lots of other programs. So I know some people might comment that there's an easier program. Of course, there are lots of other programs that can do something like this. But for this particular one, I'm using Microsoft Word simply because most people that I know, they are very familiar with Microsoft Word and some of the drawing tools. It's just to put everything together now. So if there was something you like about this video, please leave a comment below. Let me know if you found an easier way to do this, if there's a special program that you use for creation of objects such as these. If you got a chance to fool around with the smart art, let me know if you love the smart art and if it worked for you. Look at some of the different graphic organizers that are found in there. I know teachers do make use of graphic organizers, and so keep in mind that smart art is there so that you don't have to be drawing all of these things, right? But like always, guys, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Give it a thumbs up if you like the video, and go geek yourself.